Anybody else been noticing there's this trend of once OnlyFans women now coming onto YouTube and trying to give dating advice or talking about how to be pure and how to get a girl's attention and all of these things? And they're talking about how they've been born again virgins and they've come to Jesus. And don't get me wrong, I think that anybody can really change, and I think that it's possible that Jesus can change any person's heart. But I think what a lot of these men out here are missing, and a lot of what men seem to be just letting go of, is that these women are showing that they have conservative talking points, telling men what they want to hear. Meanwhile, they're getting thousands and thousands and thousands of views and subscriptions and all these things. And guess what they're doing? They're doing the same kind of stuff, just in a different format, from OnlyFans now to YouTube. Instead of showing their bodies and showcasing their bodies on OnlyFans, now they are trying to please men's ears with all these talking points. And because they're attractive, because they have this sexual appeal to them, they know that if a man sees a beautiful woman saying all the things that a man who has probably been brokenhearted or has been struggling or has been in some kind of case, he's opened his own door and had people shut the door on him. They know that that kind of man is going to be the man that is going to be the target audience for what their viewership is going to be. And again, I'm not saying this is all of the women that are doing this, but it seems to me like there's a lot of women that are coming over to YouTube, and they'll talk about all these talking points, and then down the line, after a few videos or whatever, and after they get super viral, oh, here's where it comes out that they once were OnlyFans girls. And me personally, look, if Jesus changed your heart, I'm really happy for you. I'm really glad that you have that connection with Jesus. But how many of these women do you really think are developing a true connection with Jesus Christ? I really don't know. I really don't know, guys. Because I look at these women and they're doing the same kind of behaviors. They're really good at their marketing, and they know how to market to these men, because these men out here are wanting to be validated by anybody, really. But and it's not to say that men shouldn't be validated or anything like that, but a lot of the men just don't see the grifting that is going on. And so, there's a lot of content creators like myself that are males and that don't have the kind of subscription base or the viewership base that they probably should. I've seen content creators with like 2,000 subscribers thinking to myself, this person should have at least 100,000 subscribers. This person is on point for sure. This person is talking about things that are very relative. And that's just he's a male. He's a male, and granted, like, there's not a lot of pizzazz or entertainment. He's just speaking the raw truth. And this just goes to show how many people, not just men, want to be lied to. And it is important to note that a lot of the men on YouTube or actually like 80% of the population on YouTube is men. And so that's important to understand. But there's a lot of women out there as well. And I don't want to take away from the women that are actually putting in an effort to change their lives, that maybe have made some mistakes, but they're actually making an effort. They're actually having their heart changed by Jesus. I think that's fantastic. I think that's great. However, me, myself, I'm not going to take a woman that has done that kind of stuff in the past. I'm just not going to do it. Why? because I understand human psychology, and I understand that sometimes to change behaviors, especially as a woman, can be very challenging, and there can be a lot of healing that needs to be done. Have you ever noticed that a lot of these new age healers and new age uh, teachings and all this stuff, they always cater to women feeling good. Oh, it's all about feeling good, right? We got to feel good. Find what. I was going to say something, but I don't know if I want to go there just yet. But feel good, right? That's the message. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with feeling good, but if a hedonistic feeling good is what you're aiming for, you're not really coming to the truth. The truth is oftentimes painful. And I don't know anybody that has actually lived the truth and let what was false die, that found it to be a beautiful experience as it started to happen. It was only when the dust began to settle, when things started to get more, okay, there's peace on the other side of this suffering. And even the Bible says that we have to, with wisdom comes much suffering, right? So we have to understand that the system itself, a lot of these women that are moving from OnlyFans to YouTube and claiming these things and talking about red pill talking points or whatnot, we have to understand as godly men that some of these women are going to be genuine and some of them are not. Okay? And we have to have the proper discernment to see who's genuine and who's not. There could be women that I've even done videos in the past where I've seen women, and it was the first time I've seen her video, and I'm not going to say the name, but you guys will probably know if you look through my archives, but I saw the video once and I was like, well, she's saying the truth. It seems like she's, I don't know where she got this information, but what she's saying is true, and I can understand exactly what she's talking about. Well, apparently, somebody messaged me in an email that said how I need to look deeper into this person's background, and I was like, well, why? Okay, well, I'll look into the background, and so I looked through the videos some more. Turns out she was an OnlyFans lady. And so now what is she doing? She's got like dating consultations and all this stuff that she's telling men how to do this and how men need to approach to get her and all that. And it's like, you got to be kidding me. Why are we having women that have sold their bodies tell men how to? Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of wisdom that a woman that was once living that kind of lifestyle can have. I've learned a lot from women like that, but I've never dealt with those kinds of women. I never dealt with them. I learned a lot and I talked to them because I wanted to know what they were about. I wanted to know their mindset and like how did they get there and what were they thinking exactly. But I never like dealt with them romantically. No way. Even when I was in my super simp days, I knew that going past a certain point would just be completely demasculating myself. So, and it's not to say that men that have been through that, because this is also what I've seen and what I've heard, even just out in my community. 6 to 8 months ago, maybe a little bit longer than that now, there was a woman talking to another guy about how another guy literally paid her to just talk to him. So women are thinking to themselves, wow, okay, there are people literally just paying to talk to me because I'm beautiful. Wow, beauty is powerful. And don't get me wrong. There's a quote. Oh shoot, I don't remember who it's by. But the quote goes that beauty will save the world. And I think that has a multifaceted meaning behind it. that beauty will save the world in many different ways and shapes and forms. True beauty, not illusional beauty, will save the world. And the only thing that's truly beautiful is also very horrifying. In fact, God himself, to me, was always beautifully horrifying, even when I was an atheist. And even when I was just completely against the idea of God. And now I don't even see God as necessarily an idea. Like, it is an idea, but like God is an idea, but it's not an idea. It's part of the paradox of reality, right? But when I saw God as just an idea, I even knew that there was more reason to believe that God is real than God is not real. In fact, it was only when I began to really accept the possibility that the logic of God being real actually being conclusive and reasonable was when I started to find peace, and when I was starting to really change my life for the better. I wasn't that lazy person anymore. I wasn't that person that was just not ambitious, that didn't have drive, that didn't have a go-to. But I never did I never did OnlyFans stuff, and I never sold my body for money. And granted, I'm a male, so it's a bit different. And I'm not saying that a man should do that or can do that. I still don't respect men that have done that kind of stuff either. I don't respect the decisions there. Now, again, God may change your heart, but I'll have to see the fruits that you bear from the work that you have and that you do before I can make any kind of proper discernment. But a lot of these women out here, guys, like, you guys need to be paying attention, because there's a lot of women are trying to take advantage and starting to finesse these guys still. They're still finessing men. And these women, some of them might not even really believe that they are, but they are. And one thing that makes content like myself, which really, I don't think there's anybody that has content like me in regard to my approach and just the way that I do things, but I think that there's a lot of niches that can be contrasted against my content or with my content. And one of the things that makes me very much unique is that I derive everything based off of my experiences and the facts of the matter. I don't just try to come up with anything or just try to lie myself into existence. I don't do that because it wouldn't sit right with my soul. I know that because I would try to do that when I was younger. When I was younger, everybody lies and has lied anyway. Everybody has lied before. And I mean, even to this day, yeah, everybody seems to lie. Like, everybody seems to lie. And if I make a mistake, I may be saying something that is incorrect, but I see it as the truth. That's kind of hard, right? Because if I see it as the truth, and I'm not necessarily saying me, I'm speaking generally here, because if I see something as the truth, but it's actually a falsehood, and there's actual facts that can reshape that truth, well, then I'm going to resort to the facts that are being put forth. And of course, with more information comes more details and more understanding sometimes. So I will gladly say, hey, look, I made a mistake, or there wasn't the kind of facts available for me when I made this claim that I do see now. That's on me. I'm accountable. I know when and how to man up and say if I saw something incorrectly down the line after I say something. I know when my spirit is convicted. But stuff like this, where, like, I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't finesse. Like, anybody that has done consultations with me knows that I don't finesse anybody. I literally tell people, look, in these spiritual consultations, I'm not your friend. Okay. And I get that very clear on the very first session, almost every single time. And I didn't used to do that when I very first started, but it began to become clear to me that I have to make that clear. I am not your friend. I may be somebody that you can be friendly with and somebody that you can be talking to, but I'm not your friend. And the reason that I say that is because we're not here to talk about just anything. We're here to actually improve your life. And if you're not about it, go somewhere else. There was even somebody within the last few months. I don't even know if they're still watching or not. Who cares? Like, I people that don't resonate with this stuff, I'm not butthurt by it, because I understand that my content is directed toward people that are actually trying to see the truth and hear the truth. Now, with this person, I said something and I said, well, don't you think that X and Y is probably the reason for Z in your life? Doesn't it kind of pan out that that's the that's the reality? And this person, I'm not going to say it was male or female, this person was so butthurt by it. They got super upset. They got super upset with me for speaking the truth. And I was just trying to say, look, don't you think that you might have been in the wrong here? Don't you think that this is probably your fault for the situation? Provided X and Y to get to Z? Oh, no. Okay, well, then it was clear that this person doesn't want to take accountability and actually want to improve their life. And never contacted me again after that. And that's fine with me. I don't mind. I'm here to show you a door. You're the one that has to walk through it. And so with all these people, specifically these OnlyFans women coming to YouTube, be mindful of this kind of stuff, because they might just be telling you things that you want to hear. On this channel, we ain't never telling anybody what they just want to hear. We're just speaking the truth. And some people are down with it, some people are not. And the people that are down with it, that are wanting the truth, they're the ones that stick around. They're the ones that join our private community, our school community, Regal Change Academy. They're the ones that actually want to do consultation. They're the ones that just want to be doing something better with their life. And those are the kinds of people that we want to be around here on this channel. So with that being said, I hope this message was useful and insightful. And until next time, peace be with you.